So when I first got a VR, one of the main games that I was excited for was a game called Resident Evil 4. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with Resident Evil 4, but I don't actually play the regular PC version, I play the Quest version. Because in my personal opinion, I just never really liked the PC version very much. For those of you who haven't played the game, I will redo the story real quick. You play as super spy, secret agent, policeman Leon S. Kennedy, and you're sent in to save the president's daughter along with Sergeant Forget Your Makeup and Constable Parking Ticket, as well as the entire US military. No, of course you're not. Instead, you go in by yourself and then immediately... You know what, I might actually make a separate video on the story of Resident Evil 4 because I'm having a lot of fun making this, so to be honest, I'll leave that for another video. The story is pretty much a 9 out of 10 by the way, so if you want to look at the story, look out for that video because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Back to Resident Evil 4, again, I'm not a really big fan, and don't worry, don't not like it because of the game. So you can put away your Las Plagas style pitchforks. I'm just not a really big fan of the controls. And also Ashley, who in this game is really freaking small. So what has this game got that not many other games have? Well, for that, I'm actually going to compare it to a couple of other games that I really like. I'm going to be comparing it to VR Chat, another game called Saints and Sinners, which if you haven't played, play it, it's amazing, and also Demio, which is a little bit different in the way it's played, but also really good. These are my 3 personal favorite VR games, and they're also one of the best... Get out. They're all better than each other in different degrees. For example, Resident Evil 4's maps are fantastically better than Saints and Sinners, while Resident Evil 4's combat is nowhere near as explicit as Saints and Sinners combat is, especially where melee-based things are concerned. Demio, for those unfamiliar, is a more tabletop kind of game, and it runs fantastically, and it has more variety, turn-based stuff, so it's not really comparable to Resident Evil 4, but the main reason is because the maps are very nice. Now, the maps aren't really as advanced as Resident Evil 4, but I still like them for what they are. And of course, even though Resident Evil 4 has a fantastic community, you can't really beat the community of VR Chat, especially not where the maps are concerned. So for me, these games are all pretty equal in how good they are. But anyway, back to Resident Evil 4. So what does it do better than any other game? Well, for one, the environments are absolutely fantastic. Seriously, I'm familiar with some of these places, and they didn't really impress me back when I first saw them, but strapping on a VR and actually being there was something incredibly different. The way you deal with all your weapons is also fantastic. You got your knife in your left shoulder pocket, you got your big two-handed gun on the right shoulder, you got your health thing on your left shoulder, and then you got your pistol in your right pistol holster. There are a bunch of different pistols, and also they're really annoying because of how they're placed, but I'll get into that later. The enemies are also fantastically made, as are the bosses. Seriously, my fight with El Gigant was pretty much went like this. Seriously, the bosses are unbelievably well made. I mean, seriously, seeing them for the first time, your jaw's gonna drop. I know mine did. The original game's controls have thankfully been completely destroyed and replaced with better ones, because before, whenever you wanted to aim and you were running away from something, you had to turn around, get a block of cheese out, eat the block of cheese, get your gun, finally aim your gun, which is great apart from one problem. The enemy has killed you 10 minutes ago. The aiming is also fantastic. You do have your typical iron sights, of course, but you also have
fucking laser sights.
Yes, Thatcher. Also, there's an option in the menu for turning off the
fucking laser sights.
Yes, Thatcher. But honestly, I don't know why you do them, because I've never seen such a good example of
fucking laser sights.
Okay, you know what, Thatcher? I'm getting me back. Okay, so I've been much too nice to this game, so why don't we finish off with a bunch of bad things? Again, they're all nitpicks, they're not really, big things, but I figured I'd mention them anyway. For one, Ashley is still the single most annoying character ever made by anyone ever. Also, why is she so small? For some reason, my favorite pistol, the really well-rounded one that Ada uses, its sound is bugged, so it kind of sounds like a Nerf gun. Leon has a belt that you cannot get rid of that always breaks your immersion because it just sits right in front of your screen and there's no way to toggle it. I really do not like it. The belt also sticks out so that whenever you try and pick up an item off the ground, you end up picking up your own magazine, which unloads your gun, so you have to reload it again. The main antagonist is the same voice as all of the Nords from Skyrim, so I can't take him seriously. Also, I keep having to restart because I keep shooting Ashley in the face because I really don't like her. And finally, number 8, those goddamn zombies killed my mic!